Hey Honda boys and girls, today we're going to be looking at how to shop for a used car online. So the first thing you definitely need to know is what kind of car do you want. You need to know the make, the model, the trim, and most importantly how much you're willing to pay. There's plenty of websites where you can go and find out the value of a car, but I personally trust Kelley Blue Book. I think it's the most accurate. So we're going to take a look at a Honda Accord on this website and see how much it's worth. So you want to make your way to the car values tab. Wait for that to load, and now you just kind of have to fill in the blanks here. Make sure you switch the drop down box to a used car. I know that I want a 2010 Honda Accord, so let me just find Honda. There it is, Accord. And mileage, as you can see here, it's just optional. The mileage is going to vary, but more or less, like, you want to know what kind of car you want and what kind of trim. And we're going to get to everything in a sec. So it's important to know whether or not you want a coupe because there's a difference in those values. I personally prefer sedan. For sake of argument, I just want the highest trim. So we're going to choose this style. If I press this, I can, see the features on it, but, I'm not too concerned with that. By the time you get to this page, there'll already be mileage filled in if you didn't specify, and it's sort of like the average mileage for a car of that year. Honestly, it's a great guideline to go by, but when you end up, solidifying a certain vehicle that someone has, then you can probably fill in the mileage and just take a look at the price changes if there are any. If you're looking for something specific within the vehicle, like maybe a certain engine, this one has a V6 engine, or maybe a manual transmission, make sure you specify that because there are differences in prices when you're specifying certain features like these. This is the final step in the car appraisal process, and basically you can choose whether or not you're going to buy this car from a dealer or a private party. Usually prices from a dealer are usually higher, and buying from a private party, which could be maybe like a mom and pop dealership or maybe someone on Craigslist, those prices will generally be lower. Buying from a dealer or a private party basically has their own pros and cons, but for sake of argument, we're just going to buy from a dealer. So as you can see here with the options I've selected, there's a fair market price range, and that ranges from $9,200 to almost $1,100. And this gives me a general idea of what I should be paying based on the options that I selected for the make, model, and year of the car. So going on the NewJerseyCraigslist.org website, I can just type in what car I want and just see a bunch of results. Now from here, it's up to me to choose which link I want to click on. Most of the time you'll see a price in like boxes like these. And yeah, now this is sort of where you do your shopping and whatnot, and kind of pinpointing a certain buyer that you want to visit to see this car. That was easy enough, wasn't it? Well, I do want to get a little bit more technical when it comes to looking at an ad like this one. So we can look at what they're offering. They're offering free oil changes up to 4 with the purchase of this vehicle. That's a nice little bonus. But there is something else that you should be able to notice by now. There is a rather slight, or maybe not so slight, contradiction in what they're writing here. So we have a clear title, which means that this car has not been in a reported police accident. But then right here, it says small previous accident. So we don't really know what a small previous accident is, or if this is even true and it could be a large accident, but I guess we're reassured that it's been professionally repaired and like new. This is great reassurance, I assure you. I'm not being sarcastic, but something to consider is your car's title and its record. If you happen to buy a car with accidents on it, that makes it less valuable, assuming that you want to sell this car down the road and you buy it now. Considering that information, would you really want to go for this car, or would you rather spend another 2 minutes looking for a car just like this one that isn't in an accident? Regardless of what you do, it's always important just to read the entire post, and if you are interested in the car, despite whatever they tell you, you contact someone. You see these 2 phone numbers right here. Make sure you contact them. When it comes to communicating with people who are selling cars, it's important to just verify all the information that's on this post. Oftentimes they may forgot that they've written something on here, or they may have lied about something, and you calling them or you texting them will give you the right answer. The next thing you want to do while on the phone is schedule some sort of test drive, maybe the same day, another day, within a week. The reason why you want to schedule a test drive is for obvious reasons. I mean, you want to feel out the car and make sure it isn't making any weird sounds, any weird noises. Make sure that this is a car that you can really see yourself driving in for a number of years. Moving on, we're going to look at a website called CarGurus, which basically garners all of the relevant search results. So as you can see here, I searched for a 2011 Honda Accord EXL near my zip code, and it just brings up a lot of things near my zip code relating to my search, obviously. This website's nice because it gives me a lot of results from a lot of different places. At least for my preferences, going to New York is a $13 toll, and as you can see, all of the closest results or most relevant are all in New York, so it's a bit inconvenient, but hey, I will say, at least not for me, I will definitely say that this is a great website to just look at a lot of different cars at the same time. As you can see here, there's lots of pictures, and this car has clearly been in an accident, and they'll probably tell you about it here. All in all, it's a great website. It just doesn't work for me. So the next website we're going to be looking at is Metro Honda. So Metro Honda is a Honda dealership actually near me. This is actually where I bought my 2015 Honda Civic Si. This isn't the easiest way to search for the car that I'm looking for, but at least putting in a search result of Accord in the certified pre-owned section gives me 12 matching vehicles. So I've got a 2014, a 2014, 2015. You can see where this is. I found a 2009, so it's not necessarily the car that I'm looking for, but it's pretty close, and I can get relevant information on it right here. So this website functions sort of similar to how CarGurus does, in that you've got images. I mean, these aren't actual images of the vehicle, but you've got important tools that are relevant to the dealership, like a payment calculator, scheduling a test drive, little vehicle details that may or may not make you want to buy the car, and the information. So by now, if you're actually considering this vehicle, this is where you put your initial research to use. So we see the Metro Honda price of $89.50. If we go here, I've adjusted all the results to the EX Sedan 2009 Honda Accord, and the fair market price range is $7,500 to $9,100. So we can already see that Metro Honda is at the higher end of this fair market price range. Noticing this, there are two things that we can do. The first is drop the vehicle because it's too high price for what it's worth, or we can use this as leverage. If you happen to get in touch with a representative, you can use this fair market price range as leverage to a certain price that you're asking for this car. So they want to charge you basically $9,000. You tell them you only have $8,000. It's within this range. More or less, they may honor what you're saying. They may not honor what you're saying. But if this is the sort of vehicle that you want, it's just a way to go about doing that. So the absolute last thing in this car buying process is knowing about Carfax. Carfax gives you a vehicle history report for a lot of money, actually, but when you go to dealerships like Metro Honda, they oftentimes have Carfax included. As you can see here, free Carfax. So when you go visit, you can ask for a Carfax report, and you can honestly see if this car has been in an accident or not. This goes back to what I was saying earlier about how a car accident can reflect negatively on you selling the car in the future, and having that knowledge in hand can help you leverage this price down. I just want to thank you guys very much for tuning into this episode. Hopefully this will help anybody in need of searching for a used car, or maybe even a new car. I mean, any of the methods that I used to at least search for a vehicle can be used and applied to at least locating a new vehicle, and definitely any used vehicle. Stay tuned for my next post on my website. It's going to be featuring someone else's project similar to this, in collaboration with promoting the CIEE, which helps students get study abroad opportunities. I just wanted to thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. Everything that I know is based off of the car buying experiences that I had before, and I felt like it'd be a great thing to just share that with the community. If you have some of your own suggestions, or maybe some tips, or something that I missed out on, feel free to just share that on my website at the 9gencivicsource.wordpress.com. Thank you for watching.